Alright, you're watching this video, which means you probably identified a little bit with that holding pattern feeling. And like me, you probably tried to fill that feeling with other things. Maybe like me, maybe it's I'm just gonna work a whole crap ton of overtime and it's not gonna be a big deal and whatever. Or hey, I can't think about it. I'm just gonna have a beer. Maybe I'm just gonna think better thoughts, and that's really cool, and then they'll go away, that stuff might work, at least for a little while. I know it has for me in the past, and really, what strategy continues to work and come up in my life is reconnecting with that inner truth, realigning with our inner truth. What I mentioned in the end of the article, and that requires us to talk maybe a little bit about inner truth. So what the heck is inner truth? And I'll say that it's different for everybody, and it's this internal anchor and purity that you can trust in your life, and something that is unchanging, that you can always go back to as like this guide. And so if you don't have your inner truth defined, it's going to be really difficult to come back to it, right? To realign to it. So, I would just really implore you to go back, define what is your inner truth? What is that for you? What is that purity that you can use as your guide? And ask yourself the question, okay, what would my inner truth say? What would my inner truth do? What would my inner truth believe about this situation that I'm struggling with? For instance, my holding pattern. I got to go back to, okay, what would my inner truth do here? Well, my inner truth tells me that, I am not in control, and that I can trust, and I can trust that everything that I'm experiencing is for a reason, and I can do something about it at the same time. So, when you get to go back to that, you can kind of let go of all the other components, and all the other components kind of fall away or fall back in line, whatever analogy you like better. And so to realign to what it is, you need to define what it is. And if you don't, you can develop strategies, tactics, and all that good stuff. I know I have, about how things are going to work, and how you can distract yourself from that. But you're going to be floating around on the wind, and being susceptible, to all the changes that may occur in your life, and the winds of change, and all those feelings and thoughts and behaviors that come along with all that. And so I encourage you, what is your inner truth? How do you define it? And then how do you realign with it when you get in times that one of your HIOS components takes over? For the holding pattern, it was definitely my thoughts and emotions. Got caught in a little loop, and I was able to power out with some realignment to inner truth. So hope you enjoyed it, and we'll talk to you next Thursday.